I'm Kerguhulan. The Order of Knights that I belong to, the Order of Skaya, has something called the Rule, which is 13 precepts which we use to help order our lives and live as knights. We've developed a system called Precept of the Month, which we use to help study ourselves, improve ourselves, develop ourselves, release our inner power into the world. What we do is we assign each one of those precepts to one of the months of the year. That leaves one left over, which we apply to the whole year. That is what I want to talk to you about today. That precept is know thyself. This is the foundation of knighthood. This is where the warrior path begins. Because what a warrior is a person who turns inward, does a fearless inventory of everything that they are, and then uses all of that to take charge of their world. You take all of that stuff that makes up what you are and use all of it to empower yourself to steer your course through life and forge your own reality. I encourage people not to make a list of strengths and weaknesses, but rather to think of this as making a list of characteristics, because everything that makes up what you are is useful. All of it can be used. They're all tools in your toolbox. For example, if you're stubborn, that can get you into problems in certain situations. But in other situations, it could be just what you need to get through to the finish line and accomplish what you need to. So everything that you've got inside of you has a use. We also have a code of chivalry, which has 13 principles, and we've incorporated this into the precept of the month as well. Like the precepts, we take each one of those principles of chivalry and assign them to a month, and one is left over. And the one that's left over, which applies to the whole year, is honor. Doreen Valiente, in her Charge of the Goddess, tells us, and therefore let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you. So it shouldn't be any surprise to find honor on a list of principles of chivalry for a Wiccan order of knights. But I need to define what I mean by that word honor, because honor has been used by many people to misrepresent themselves, as an excuse for bad behavior, as something to excuse ill intent. Honor is defined in Webster's New 20th Century Dictionary as a sense of what is right, just, and true, dignified respect for character, springing from probity, principle, or moral rectitude. This is what we mean in the order by an expression, right action. Simply stated, right action is what is just, right, and true. Honor is being ever mindful of how your actions reflect upon yourself and the community that you live in. And this is another ethical principle mentioned in Valiante's Charge of the Goddess. Honor is one of the key principles of Bushido, and honor is also one of the three winds, which is a set of ethics used by the Asatru community. They call it worth mind, which means the maintenance of a personal sense of worth and honor. It's all about presenting your true self to the world and living up to standards and showing the world how the world could be. If you're interested in knighthood or the precepts or the precept of the month, I encourage you to check out my new Smashwords book, Modern Knighthood, at smashwords.com. You can also check out information on our Order of Skaya at www.dunscatachach.com. There you'll find a links page which will take you to the training blog where we've listed all of our lessons, including information on the precept of the month. Thanks for taking the time to listen. I wish you health, wealth, and wisdom. Be glorious.